Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Come on in, grab a seat as you're walking in. The service is not starting yet. We just want to have some pre-service fun. So as you're shuffling on in, come grab a seat. Join us for some pre-service fun. Keep the chit-chat going. Keep the conversations going. All good. But my name's Jackson. I'm the student ministry director here.
And I'm Michaela. I'm the K-Kids director.
And for our pre-service fun, before we get started, it's Christmas, which we're going to get to the real reason we celebrate Christmas in a minute. But for all the kids out there, the biggest focus is presents. Am I right? It's all about the gifts, all right? So we got some gifts that we want to hand out, and we're going to give them out in a weird way. So I got a couple helpers that are going to come pass them out.
Perfect.
But we need to see who's the first gift going to go to, all right? I'll pull it out. This first gift, who's it going to?
Okay. The first gift is going to someone who is 67 years old.
Is anybody in here 67 years old? Anybody 67? Right over there. There you go. You get a prize.
Perfect.
Here we go. Micah, go running over there. Right over there with their hand raised. All right, the next gift is going to go to the person who wears a size 8 shoe. Who wears a size 8 shoe? Anybody? Oh, right here. The first hand I saw right here.
Let me get you. We have a banana Christmas
Make sure they take their shoe off and double check for me. You got to take your shoe off. I don't care how stinky it is.
Yeah, prove it.
All right, what's the next gift going to?
All right, the next one is something that is really meaningful to me. Has anyone watched the Jonas Brothers Christmas movie?
Perfect. A quick hand over there, all the way on the right. They can stand up.
Brittany Kramer, yes.
Brittany Kramer's watched
I knew she would. That's awesome.
Raise your hand if you didn't know there was a Jonas Brothers Christmas movie. There we go.
Well, now you guys all have plans for tonight.
You're my people.
Yeah.
That's great. All right. Raise your hand if this is your first time ever at Kensington. First time ever at Kensington.
Ooh.
Right here. I saw my first hand right here in the sweater.
Nice.
Right in the middle. There we go. Congratulations. We're so glad you're here with us this morning. Congratulations.
All right, next one. Raise your hand if you went to the zoo lights this year.
Ooh.
We had a really cold winter. Oh,
Anybody
back
go
here.
to zoo lights? Where? Right over there?
The red.
Nice job in the red sweater up there. I love it. All right. All right, let's see. Let's do a, what should I do? Raise your hand if you have a birthday in December. Anybody have a December birthday? Right here. And the Packers sweatshirt.
Packers.
Oh, I want to take it back with the Packers sweatshirt. Brutal. Well, Merry Christmas. We know you already get a lot of gifts in December, so what's one more? What's one more?
All right. What about, this one could be an argument. If you believe that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Ooh.
Over here. I saw hands go this way.
You saw a hand over here. Which one did you see? Who are you calling out?
The one still raising his hand.
The one still raising his hand? I don't know who it was. Micah, you got this. All right, this is our last one. All right. This is our last one. We got two more?
Two more.
All right, two more. All right. This one is going to go to the person who loves chocolate. Who loves chocolate? Ooh, I saw in the middle over there. I think it's Jack Joseph. Stand up, Jack. I think it's Jack. Stand up. Go give it to that guy standing up over there. Well done. Loves chocolate. Congratulations.
Oh, this one's a fun one.
All right, last one.
I don't know.
Last one. What do you want to do?
Do you have one?
Nope. It's all you. You got this.
Great.
I believe in you.
Let's see. What about for a kid? If you are a kid and this is your first time at Kensington.
A kid, first time at Kensington, right here? Yeah? All right, let's go.
All right, that's it.
All right, we have one more thing we want to do to have some fun before our Christmas service starts, all right? And that is going to be reading a Christmas story, all right? We have a Christmas story right here called Holy Night and Little Star, all right? Holy Night and Little Star. It's a fantastic Christmas book. We got some friends that are going to help us with this Christmas story.
We're going to have a little fun, a little interactive reading.
Who loves interactive readings? Come on, let's go. All right, so everybody needs to come forward and sit crisscross applesauce. Everybody.
No, the knees hurt too much.
I'm kidding.
It hurts.
The knees don't work like that anymore.
No, they do not.
All right, Michaela, why don't you, before we start the story, you guys need to know why it's interactive, all right? Every time we say the magic word, you all need to give me a clap. So let's practice. Ready? Clap. That wasn't great, all right? That's going to be a really bad story, all right? Ready? Clap. There we go. All right, every time we say the magic word, what's the magic word going to be?
The magic word is star.
All right, every time we say the word star, yep, you were testing it. I like that.
I was seeing.
Every time we say the word star, hey, there we go,
Perfect.
catching on.
Got it.
All right, let's get this story started.
All right, here we go. As the sky grew dark over Bethlehem, little star took her usual spot. Every night she twinkled above the hills, small and faint. Other stars rose higher and shone brighter, but not Little Star.
But one night, big news spread through space. God was gathering the galaxy. Little Star pulsed faster. What was happening? Big changes? She hoped not.
Planet, moon, and stars showed up. Even sun tuned in. Holy night is coming, God told them. I want you to play a part. Little Star hid behind moon.
God looked around. On holy night, some of you must rise high and shine with my singers. Who's in? Little Star? Sounds hard, Little Star thought. No thanks, she said.
All right, hold on. So we're gonna add to this, but for those of you who maybe are still walking in and joining us, just to let you know what we're doing a little interactive Christmas story, and every time you heard the word star, you were supposed to clap. Well, now we're gonna add a little flavor to it. We're gonna go with a clap and then a lap. Can you go? All right, ready? Star. All right, let's see your skills. Mine aren't that great. I've been off a lot.
You gotta keep up.
Okay. Big, brilliant stars, good job, leaped up. They swooshed and sparkled. We'll do it, they cried.
I have another job, God said. A few of you must lead travelers from far away to Bethlehem. God said, who's in? Little Star?
Sounds scary, Little Star thought. No thanks, she said. Saturn spun, Jupiter jumped, bigger stars burned and blazed. We'll do it, they shouted.
Little Star, God called. Trembling, she came forward. God smiled. I want your help too. Be ready.
Okay, hold on. There's new people coming in now again. So we're going to make it just a little more complicated as we are getting close to the end of this Christmas story. So you're going to do a clap, then lap, and then stomp. Clap, lap, stomp. Okay?
Right,
we're going to try. We're going to do our best. We're
up?
going to do our best.
On holy night, Little Star stayed low. What was God up to? Her feeble light flickered. How in the heavens could she help?
A young couple traveled to the city. The woman was bent with pain.
In a field, shepherds guarded sheep. Now came a call. Suddenly the sky was studded with stars. Justin Doolin. God's singers burst into chorus.
Little Star looked up. Oh, how glorious, shining bright to herald the king. Not hard at all.
Go to Bethlehem, a voice commanded. Me? Asked Little Star. The chorus disappeared. The choir disappeared. The shepherds dashed towards the city.
Little Star took a big breath. If God was counting on her, she had to go. Lighting herself up as much as she could, she sped across the horizon.
On the edge of town, she saw a stable. The shepherds were running there. Little Star swung lower to look inside. A baby was crying. He turned his head toward her. Their eyes met.
Hold on. All right, we need to add one last thing.
Yeah, we're all really good at this already.
I've seen you. I want the full participation in this one. For those of you who are still walking in, we're doing a little interactive game with our storytelling Christmas story. So every time you hear the word star, you clap, you lap, and you stomp, right? But
so
now,
you don't have to jump. You can just stomp.
You can just stomp, but that's the only way I can stomp on cue. So now we're gonna add a little something to the end. Okay? We're gonna go clap, lap, stomp. Woo!
Woo! All right. You gotta
Let's
yell
go.
woo. It's big woo people over here. All right. Little Star drew closer.
Woo!
She gave herself a shake. Those eyes, she knew them. This child was God.
Little Star
Woo!
didn't move. She gleamed gently, just as she did for newborn lambs.
So this is holy night, Little Star thought. God with lamb's eyes, seeing her, knowing her.
A crowd arrived. Royal visitors knelt. They brought gifts in golden vessels. Some wept. Others shouted praises. It was loud.
Everything was different now, but God was the same. Today, tomorrow, forever. Star. The end. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for engaging with us in this pre-service fun. But that is not the point of today's service. We just want to have some fun. But would you all stand with me as we begin our service with some worship?
Sing this together, the first Noel. First Noel, the angels did say, was a certain poor shepherd in in fields as they lay, in fields where they lay, keeping their sheep on a cold winter's night. But when so deep, Noel, 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 born is the King of Israel.
you all so much. Merry Christmas. Feel free to have a seat. So happy to have you here with us. Welcome to Kensington. We're so honored that you've chosen to celebrate your Christmas traditions and include us in them. My name is Jenny, if we've not met.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. My name's Jackson. We both work on the team here. And I want to give a special welcome to all of our first-time visitors, first-time guests here today. Maybe it's your first time in a long time. I love seeing some of our college students that are back for break. I saw some of you here this morning. Just want to give a big welcome. So glad y'all are with us here today.
Absolutely. If you have questions about Kensington, you're curious, you want to learn a little more, you can always stop by the hub in the lobby after the service. Today, my friend Hal is there. He's awesome, and we would love to meet you. We'd also love to share some of the awesome things happening within our church community. And actually, before we get into the rest of today's service, we're going to share a few, right?
Yeah, I get to highlight some next gen ministries, which are incredible around here. And so our middle school ministry meets every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. just down the hallway over here. And it's a great place for our students to explore their faith, ask deeper questions, really make their faith their own. And it's just an incredible space. We have awesome volunteers that lead small groups, and I love our middle school ministry. Our high school ministry meets on Sunday nights from 5 to 7 p.m. in Royal Oak. This is a great chance for high schoolers to not only explore their faith more, but build community around that. We have dinner every Sunday night. We get to worship together. Of course, there's teachings and small groups, but really a chance to explore their faith when high school is chaotic, and they get to learn more about that. And then our K-Kids ministry is also phenomenal, all right? They have intentional activities and programming for every age from birth all the way through 5th grade. They also get to worship and have great teachings as well. But this is really designed to be the best hour of our kids' week. Every single week, we have kids walking away so pumped up about what they just experienced in K-Kids, and it's a phenomenal time. So we would love, if you have any kids or students in your family, for them to join us in our Next Gen ministries.
Absolutely. I mean, our family has kids in every one of those, actually. And so I can attest to the amazingness of the program and the volunteers who help make those things happen. But today is special, and we know that many of you brought your entire families here into the service with you, and we're so excited about that. Where are the kids in the room? Are the kids in the room here?
Give this is your
chance to be loud.
Woo!
Yeah, a few of you?
There we go.
All right, well, kids, when you came in, you should have received an activity booklet, and on the inside, I want to point to the bingo game. So if you have that booklet, open it up, and you're going to see the bingo game. When Mr. Justin comes up here to share his message today, that bingo game is for you to help follow along. And so whenever he says one of the words on your bingo card, you to mark it, okay? Now, if you get a bingo, that's amazing. Do not raise your hand and yell out bingo really loud, though, okay?
It's hard not to, though.
I know, it's really hard not to. But we do have a prize for you. So if you do get a bingo, right out those doors after the service, Miss Michaela, our kids director, will be there, and she's got a Christmas prize for you. So make sure that you're following along, okay? We're so happy to have you all here together.
And I need to apologize to everybody in this room for this bingo card, because I don't know who got this on there, but unfortunately 6-7 is somewhere on there.
Oh,
and
dear.
so here's just my apology to all of us, including me, I guess. I'm apologizing to myself. But also, I would love for you guys to know that this next Sunday, December 28th, we have an online service, all right? So as much as we're pumped that you're here with us today and we want to see you coming up, we just will not see you in person on December 28th. So please enjoy our virtual service we've designed for you to watch at home, get cozy, hang out in your pajamas, make a cup of coffee, watch it all together in your living room. It's a phenomenal service where our senior pastor, Brian Mowry, he is not only celebrating what's been going on at Kensington, but he's also going to give us some views at what's coming up, some exciting things at what's coming up at the life of Kensington. And so we'd love for you to join us December 28th virtually, and we'll be back here at Groves on January 4th.
Perfect.
Now, we have a lot of fun the rest of service, right? And so we've had a lot of fun so far, but I'd love for you to give us some more ideas on what's coming up in our service today.
Absolutely. We want to thank you again for joining us here today. We're so thrilled that you've come. And we know that for many of you, this is your church home, and for some of you, you've been invited. And we're so glad that you said yes to that invitation. I also know that walking in on a morning like this, the holidays can make a lot of things bubble up. So you might be coming in feeling a little bit anxious about maybe a circumstance or relationship in your life. You might be coming into this Christmas grieving, mourning the loss of someone, and somehow Christmas has a way of making those emotions come up a little bit. You might be walking in here filled with gratitude and feeling like you are thriving in this season of life. And you might be walking in here just expectant, wondering what 2026 holds in store. But no matter how you've come into the room today, we want you to know that we see you. We're so glad that you're here, and we believe that God has brought each of us here intentionally this morning. We're going to go on a journey together because over 2,000 years ago, a beautiful proclamation was declared by the star in the sky. And it wasn't so much about the star as what the star was pointing to. And whether you've been walking with God for decades or you were just here curious, we want you to know that we believe that what the star was pointing to can change your life. It can bring joy. It can bring peace. And it can bring love that in no other way that the world can offer. And so will you come with us on this journey? Will you come and see what the star was pointing to, or rather, who the star was pointing to? His name is Jesus.
Invitations. You probably get a lot of them. Weddings, birthdays, graduations. Some show up in your mailbox and others pop up on your phone. Some you've been waiting for and others come unexpectedly. But every now and then, there's an invitation that stands out, one you never forget. Long ago, a very special invitation was sent to the whole world. It wasn't written on paper, didn't come in an envelope. It was both anticipated and surprising, and it appeared in the most spectacular way possible. It came as light in the darkness, so breathtaking, so unforgettable, so undeniable that it drew people in from far and wide. And somewhere in the east, a few travelers saw that light and began their journey, following it to the place, well, the person that would change everything. And this is the story of that invitation and the one it was all about.
A billion stars in the blackened sky, then his arrived. The wise men knew this was no ordinary occurrence. This star had great significance. Could it be what the prophets foretold? So they started their journey full of joy and wonder to come and see the promised king. Where is he? They questioned. For we saw his star as it was rising. With gifts in hand and hearts of longing, we come to see and worship the King. Led by the light and hope of his presence, they kept going. And at just the right location, they stopped. Behold, there he was. It was him. Full of honor and reverence, they bowed down and they worshiped the newborn King, the Messiah, Jesus the Christ.
Glorious now, behold in our eyes, King and God and sacrifice. Hallelujah, hallelujah, sounds still in the earth, in the sky.
The Bible calls the first ones to recognize the invitation wise men, scholars, philosophers, seekers of mysteries that stretched across the heavens. In their world, knowledge was sacred, and the night sky was a library of divine handwriting. They weren't kings, as the songs say, but they were respected. Probably from Babylon or Persia, lands filled with libraries, observatories, and ancient scrolls. Men like that studied the stars, charted their movements, and believed that heaven spoke through them. And one night, something appeared in that vast black sky that they had never seen before. A new star, bright, unexplainable, and something in their souls whispered, this wasn't mere coincidence. This was a sign, a holy invitation. Maybe they remembered or were taught the old prophecies, stories passed down about a man named Daniel, a Jew who once lived among their people and spoke of a king who would come. Maybe they recalled the ancient words of Balaam, another man from the east who said, a star will rise out of Jacob, a scepter will come out of Israel. Whatever it was, they knew this light meant something world-changing. They realized God was extending an invitation written in the sky, an invitation to come and see. And so, they began following the star. It wasn't a short trip. From Babylon to Bethlehem is nearly 900 miles, a journey of months across shifting sand and cold nights through kingdoms and wilderness. But something about that star compelled them forward. They packed gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh, and set out on a road, and it didn't promise comfort, but produced an unexplainable hope within them. They weren't stopping until they reached the place the star was leading them. Every mile said the same thing, keep going. And as the star rose higher, so did the question burning in their hearts. What kind of king would extend such an important invitation like this? Not with armies, not with trumpets, just a light, quiet, steady, guiding. They didn't know exactly where it would lead or what this king would be like, only that it was leading somewhere sacred. Clearly, God was doing something the world had never seen before. Could this be the day they would meet God face to face? The star was more than a celestial event. It was a summons, a whisper from heaven, an invitation to come and see what God has done.
Love incarnate, love divine. Star and angels gave the sign. Bow to babe on bended knee. The Savior of humanity. Unto us a child is born. He shall reign forevermore. Noel, Noel, come and see what God has done. Noel, Noel, the story of amazing love, the light of the world, given for us. Noel, Son of God and Son of Man, there before the world began. Born to suffer, born to save, born to raise us from the grave. It's the everlasting light. He shall reign forevermore. Noel, Noel, come and see what God has done. Noel, Noel, the story of amazing love, the light of the world, given for us.
After they had heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen when it rose went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him.
Come
What a beautiful, beautiful way to start today. For me, there are these moments that I just found myself with tears in my eyes, seeing the beauty of the story that we've been invited into. It's the beauty of an invitation. There's something about expectation, anticipation, possibility that happens when somebody invites us into a beautiful story. And what God begins to do and stir in our hearts through the story of Jesus entering into our world is one of absolute breathtaking beauty. It transforms us, it meets us in the middle of the messiness of life. Because by the way, this story is a messy story. It's a complex one, and yet it's simple in the power of invitation. And that's the heart of today, is that we are all invited to something beautiful, a sense of belonging and hope, grace and mercy, possibility, transformation, courage. God is inviting us into his story that has happened long before we've been here, long before we were invited to this place. But it has great possibility for our future. So I'm so excited to step into this today. If we haven't had a chance to meet, my name is Justin, and I'm on the team here, and I'm so appreciative that you said yes to an invitation today. And I cannot wait to share more of the story. Before we do, I'm gonna take a moment and receive our offering. I want to say thank you for your incredible generosity. Many of you have been partners with Kensington for many years, and some of you, this is your first time, and you want to partner with us too, and you've come ready to give. And I just want to tell you, the beauty of what we get to be a part of is a movement of people who just want to take what God has given us and have an impact on the world. Generosity in this community is absolutely incredible. Our ushers are going to come forward and pass the bags, but there are also a number of other ways to give. But I just want to say this about the generosity here. Your generosity has an impact on our global partners. We have 9 global partners, 1 US-based partner. We have 50 move-out teams that are having an impact in so many different places, whether it's supporting clean water initiatives, helping stop trafficking, helping resource those without food or without water, without resources. You are coming up alongside of so many, and we even have 50 move-out teams here locally that are stepping into the needs of the homeless, stepping in the needs of after-school programs, and that's what your generosity is a part of. So I just want to say thank you so much for partnering with us, for having an impact beyond these walls. Even these walls, we get to turn a high school into a church community. It's absolutely incredible, and I cannot be more grateful for that. Now, hey kids, I'm supposed to start now. If you're following along, I'm supposed to be doing this Christmas bingo thing, and I have 25 words I have to say in the next 15 minutes. So am I up for the challenge? Do you think I can do it? All right, let me start. Free space, mountains, gold, peace, magi, hope, heaven, Philip, just to get started. I one time did not say free space, and a kid let me know that. They made sure I knew. I only got 24 out of 25. Now I was thinking about something to just start us off, a reminder of what today is about. It's a day of celebration. It's a day of joy. It's a day of opportunity. And I was looking through the scriptures, and there was this beautiful psalm that says, "May God be gracious to us, bless us, and make his face shine upon us." That is Psalm 6:7. Okay, now we're done with it. I can move on. So anyways, I have this bin in some of you were so excited, some of you are disappointed. I know, I feel it too. I have children. It's painful. All right, so I have this bin in my office that I've been keeping for many, many years. And I just noticed that sometimes I'd receive a handwritten note card. Do you have a friend that sends you a handwritten note card every once in a while? They're like a lost generation of individuals, because I would say we miss them. We need them. They're so thoughtful. Whenever I receive a handwritten note, even if it's handwritten in another note, do you notice you read not the stock card, but what do you read? You try to read the chicken scratch handwriting that was given to you. And so I was looking in this bin of mine, and I saw 2 of my friends who had given me a handwritten card, and I just found myself reflecting on it again. My friend John is a younger person. Can you tell which card was his? He had the mustache, because he has an awesome mustache, and he reps it in his cards. It's amazing. And then my friend David. And what I want to say is these cards I've kept for over a decade because they meant something. Do you notice the uniqueness of an invitation, how it can mean something different? See, their handwritten cards cause me to pause, to think, to reflect, to slow down. Especially in such a world where we're so busy, we need these moments in our lives because there's something about the writing and the intentionality that begins to speak to our soul. And that's how I wonder if the Magi felt as they saw the star in the sky. They were in their ordinary moment, in their ordinary life, and they see something unique that just stands out to them. And it calls them into a great adventure. It was a handwritten note inviting them into some possibility. They knew that 1900 years earlier, a man from the East Bethlehem had spoke words that said, a star will come out of Jacob in Numbers 24:17. No armies, no press release, just one envelope written with their names on it, beckoning them to consider what possibilities might lie ahead. And so they were willing to take a journey of 900 miles up and down mountains, different terrains. Can you imagine the journey of this adventure that they looked forward to, possibility of what they would share with the world? We find ourselves in this story in Matthew 2, one of the Gospels. There are 4 Gospels in the New Testament, and they're the life and testimony of Jesus, people who captured what he did and his story. And so we find ourselves in Matthew 2, and we'll read a few parts of this. It says, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, where is the one who had been born King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose, and we have come to worship him. You know, one thing that has stuck out to me is that there's this moment where these Magi know that there's something significant. The King of the Jews has arrived, and so they go to the expected place, the palace. But they get an unexpected interaction with King Herod. King Herod at the time was overseeing the region and had allegiance to the Romans. And so in this moment, King Herod sees their question as a threat to his reality. And so he asked the religious leaders, could this be true? And they confirmed it. And so after this moment, the Magi decide to start moving on their way. And here's what it says in verse 9. After they had heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen when it rose ahead of them until it stopped over a place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshiped him. They opened their treasures and presented him with the gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. You know what's interesting about this personal invitation that was given to the Magi? This star that perfectly aligned, they knew the possibilities and the stories that had been told. They had studied it. They were the ancient philosophers of oral tradition that had been shared for thousands of years. And yet they were getting to experience the unexpected possibility. An invitation had been written to them, a handwritten note in the skies. And sometimes we see these moments in Scripture and we miss the way that it is not just about the Magi and their future, but it's about our present right now. Because the star was heaven's handwritten note. But I'll tell you that today it still has your name on it. It wasn't just an invitation to them. It wasn't just an invitation to this group of people. It was an invitation to all of humanity, past, present, and future, to come and see the possibility of what God would do in the lives of people, to come and see the potential, the hope, the joy, to come and see the possibility of an adventure that would transform a whole community and region. You know, it's interesting about this phrase, come and see. Jesus would use this phrase, and the people around him would use this phrase because in moments where there was skepticism or curiosity, there were 2 students who wondered who Jesus was, and they asked, could they follow him? And Jesus said simply, come and see. Come and see for yourself who I am and what I'm like. There was a group of people named Philip and his skeptical friend Nathaniel. And we find this in the book of John. It says they wanted to meet Jesus. And so as Philip invites his skeptical friend, he simply says, come and see. There was a woman at a well who had felt abandonment, disillusionment, frustration. She had felt the loss of community. After she meets Jesus, she goes back to the very community that hurt her and says, come and see. Come and see who I have met. Come and see what he says. Come and see the possibility that he could be the Messiah. See, there's this invitation of Jesus that has never stopped echoing throughout all of creation. I'm sure there are moments like you have, I felt like as the different moments of creation, when I see a sunset, when I'm in the mountains, when I see the beauty all around, my heart stops and starts to wonder. There's something that God speaks to us. It echoes of his love and his invitation to possibility. That is the power of an invitation. When somebody invites you into a story, into possibility, there's some potential of unexpected hope that is available to us. You know, when Jesus invited people closer to follow him, he would say these unique phrases that I can only imagine what people thought. They imagined him to be the stuffy religious leader, but he would do things that were unexpected. And he said, are you tired or worn out, burnt out on religion? He says, walk with me and I'll teach you how to live freely and lightly. Jesus said, I didn't come for the healthy, I came for the sick. If you have no problems, if you're perfect, I didn't come for you. I came for the ones who recognize that I'm a little messed up. I need a little bit of help. I don't have my life all together. Jesus says, I'm not asking you to clean up first. Just come and follow me. The beauty of the Christmas story that brought the Magi, the shepherds of the field, the wanderers, the hopeful, the disillusioned, was they felt the invitation of a love of God that shines brighter than their present reality. And that's what God offers. He offers long-lasting hope. He offers unique, sacrificial mercy and grace. He offers undeserved blessing and favor. He speaks to the longings of our soul. He takes ordinary moments and makes them extraordinary. And the beauty is, God didn't just offer a one-time invitation to people. No matter where we've been, no matter what we've done, no matter what burdens we walk in with, he keeps inviting us, shining his star in a handwritten note saying, you are welcome here. Think about this. In the story of the Christmas story, in this incredible adventure, the outcast shepherds were summoned by an angel choir. The young and poor couple of Mary and Joseph were chosen to hold and raise the Savior. The Magi from the far east, the foreigners, the outsiders, were drawn into an adventure to call Jesus the King of the Jews. None of them were looking for a revolution. None of them thought they were qualified, yet every single one of them were invited. And it's interesting how the star got the attention of the Magi, but it was Jesus who kept their hearts. And maybe that's a little bit of your and my story. There's been these moments where we've been invited into unexpected moments, in unexpected places, in unexpected ways, but something begins to happen. I believe every great adventure that has happened in my life has started with an invitation. I remember when I was sitting at lunch in college and my buddy Jeff was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we went and backpacked Europe? Now, mind you, this was flip phone era. You know what I'm saying? Razors. Any Razor fans out there? Yeah. This was an era where when we decided to graduate, get our backpacks that weighed way too much because we had no idea what we were doing, take a flight over to Europe and just walk around wandering these cities into internet cafes. Do you know what an internet cafe is? You put a quarter in and you get 5 minutes of internet, okay? Then you put another quarter, a crazy concept. And I remember this adventure that would lead us to different cities, meet different people, and become friends with people we never would have thought on a train. We ended up journeying for weeks upon weeks through an amazing adventure. We still reflect on the beauty and the fun and the joy we had on that. I remember when my buddy Luke said, hey, do you want to come over to my house over a break? And I was like, absolutely. He's like, I live in the UP. And I was like, I'm not sure. And I should have said no, Because when we drove up to the UP and we crossed over the bridge, I couldn't see a road. It was pure white. I'm not joking. I've never been more scared in my life, more white knuckling, the steering wheel. It was so bad. This adventure was so terrible. Some of you are like, you should have said no. I agree. But this is so terrible that I didn't know there was a cliff on the road I was driving on. But we made it. We laughed after the fact. I think about in my faith journey, when I got invited to go to a retreat. See, I didn't grow up in the church. I don't know your story. Like, we didn't even go to the Christmas, Easter services till I was about in middle school. Like, this wasn't our story. But I got invited to go on a retreat, and I met some cool people. And I remember getting to hear about Jesus for the first time. That invitation has sparked an adventure for the rest of my life. I remember getting invited to go on a trip. We call it a short-term trip or a mission trip to Mexico in my junior year of high school. I still remember the smells, serving in the slums, seeing people, and seeing what God would do with a simple act of love. I remember playing soccer with t-shirts wrapped up in a ball, and I remember the smiles of people that had more joy than I understood. I remember the invitation when my buddy Adam said, do you want to go with me to this party? And I remember meeting my future wife there. Imagine the possibilities, what happens when we say yes. What does God do in our story? What could he do in the possibilities of our lives when we say yes to the unexpected moments, the unexpected places, the way that God moves through people? Every great story and adventure and possibility starts with a single step. Jesus said it this way. In his invitation, he says, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but they will have the light of life. See, in Jesus, we discover what light looks like, what hope looks like. Life transforms in the person of Jesus. It is unexpected. Even Jesus, as he entered into the world, people expected the Messiah to overthrow Rome. And Jesus didn't do that. Instead, Jesus walked into the community with sacrificial love, sacrificial grace, and sacrificed his life so that people could know how valuable they were and how much they belonged. He didn't say you have to be something, you have to achieve something. He just simply said you're invited to follow him, and it would mark the lives of people. You know, there's something so beautiful in these marked moments in our life. Wonder if you have a moment that you think about, you didn't orchestrate it, you couldn't have willed it into existence, but the simple yes to the opportunity, a yes to a conversation, a yes to being vulnerable and authentic, a yes to wondering if there's something more to life. What does it do in your life to transform not just that moment, but every possibility that follows it? One of the greatest privileges I have is watching people have these marked moments in their life with Jesus, to experience hope unlike anything else before. I can think about, just even in this past season, one of my friends who started coming here a couple months ago, wondering, is Jesus even worth it? That's what he said to me. He goes, I don't even know who this Jesus is, but I want to know more about him because every time we talk about him, something in my gut happens and I don't know what's going on. I feel it, but I can't explain it. What is it? And getting to see him make a decision to start following Jesus with his whole life is one of the greatest privileges of these last few months. Another friend who'd said, they shared the story with me, and I've had numbers of them to say, I had to give up something in my life that was destructive. A habit, a ritual, something that was going on that I was choosing to cope with life that was unhealthy for me, for my marriage, for my family, and saying yes to the possibility of saying no to something for a greater yes to what Jesus would offer their lives. I think about friends who have walked through despair, heartbreak, grief, and loss, who've transformed that into blessing and opportunity. I think about in these moments how God has moved through the life of people through their stories, saying this is where my pain is, but there's a platform in which God invites me to experience more hope. I've watched people say my marriage is hurting, and I need help. And walking through that story, I've watched people say, I'm not sure how I'm parenting is going the way I want it to, but I want to walk with them. I've watched students say, there's something stirring in my heart that God's doing, and I'm not sure. And they start movements in our public schools of faith. Every time we say yes, a courageous yes to these marked moments, we get to experience not just a moment that redeems maybe our past, but it opens the door to the present and the possibilities that are ahead. So my question to you this Christmas, you've been invited by God who loves you, sees you, wants you to belong, wants you to experience hope and light in this life. What is your yes today? Is it yes to God might be marking this moment for you if you felt like you've been in isolation and you're drawn into community? You felt a sadness or a disappointment and you're drawn into possibility. You felt maybe God has been calling you, inviting you for decades. And maybe today is the day you say yes to the hope that he offers. Maybe like in my story, one of the biggest ways I had to say yes was not letting my identity be in my achievements, my accomplishments, my accolades, but rather that I was simply accepted as a son of God who loves me, who loves you, who sees you and all that you are, notices your past, your present, and your future, and says, I want you to be invited into the possibility of all that God has for you. The miracle of the invitation of God is that it never gets quieter. I don't think it ever stops, but God just keeps drawing you closer and closer. And so the question is, will you say yes to his invitation? I love how this one theologian, Tim Keller, put it this way. He said, the founders of every major religion said, I'll show you how to find God. But Jesus said, I am God who has come to find you. See, the beauty of the invitation of Jesus isn't that he stays far away. It's that he goes from heaven to earth for all of humanity. He comes closer to us. And what happens is that echoes out into our relationships, into all creation, into our friendships, into our purpose. Have you ever found yourself at the end of a dock looking out on beautiful water? There's this place we used to go to up north, and at night I would go stand out on the dock and just see the stars. It was so beautiful. And there were some times where I'd put my hands like this and I would just shout to hear the echo that fills the whole space. You ever hear that echo? Maybe you've called out to a friend in a crowd and you've shouted and you call out their name and it echoes through the community and you're trying to get the attention of somebody. What I believe the story of Christmas is God's invitation echoing out into all of humanity, saying, do you hear that I love you? Do you hear that I see you? Do you hear that you have been invited to possibility and purpose and grace and mercy? And then if life has been hard, that's okay. If you made some mistakes, that's okay. I'm inviting you to experience my grace today. See, the beauty of the star that shined in that moment is that it was the voice of love that was speaking to all of humanity, echoing out through the mountains, through the communities, through the towns. And what is so beautiful, it echoes between you and me. When we invite somebody to walk with us, when we send them a text of encouragement, when we go out to coffee and we start wrestling with what God could stir in our lives, it's the echo of God's invitation that shines through us. There's this beautiful moment in Revelation 3:20 that says this, here I am. And Jesus is speaking, he says, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with that person and they with me. Jesus saying, I stand at the door, knock. I'm knocking at the heart of your life. I'm knocking on your soul, saying, will you allow me to be a part of your life and do some things inside of you and through you that you've never expected? Are you willing to take the adventure with me? And there's this beautiful picture of William Holman Hunt that has it. And it's this beautiful image that was painted. And if you notice in this image, the door has overgrown with weeds. There's darkness all around. It looks like a door that hasn't been open for a very long time. But one of the things that people started to notice about this door that started to stand out is as Jesus is knocking on the door, there is no handle on his side. The handle is on the inside of the door. It's the handle on the inside of the door of our lives, where Jesus is knocking at it, saying, will you let me come eat with you? Will you let me come meet you and speak hope and life and identity and joy into your life? Will you come let me heal the hard, difficult parts of your life, the things that need more grace and mercy? Will you come let me be a part of who you are and all that you're a part of? Will you open the door to my love so that you could experience the joy that I have for you? This Christmas is a marked moment. It's a marked moment for every single one of us. What might God be doing inside of you this Christmas? What might he be stirring inside of you? And what is the possibility he wants to offer you in this next year? I'm gonna take a moment and pray, and maybe some of the things I pray are the prayers that you have. Maybe consider them an echo of what God might be inviting you into, what God might be stirring in your heart. Maybe why you decided to come here today and you're like, God, I don't know why I'm here, but some reason I did be here. May this be a moment, a marked moment where you might say yes to what God has desired to do for a long time. Jesus, we come before you and we thank you that you invited us to hope and peace and joy. You've written this handwritten note in the sky. You've offered the possibility of joy. You meet us in the middle of our brokenness and our burdens and our hardship. Jesus, we lift up this moment to you and ask that you would do what only you can do. For some of us today, our yes, this marked moment, is saying yes to you. Yes to who you are. Yes to you as a Savior and the Messiah. Yes to someone worth worshiping and following. Some of us, our yes is saying simply, I have carried the burden for far too long. I've bared the blunt of my frustration and disappointment. And I say yes, Jesus, that you would meet me in this moment, in my anxiety, in my fear, in my disappointment, and in my sadness. Jesus, may we say yes to you in a way that transforms not just today, but every tomorrow that follows. That you would lead us on a trajectory of possibility that only you can do, and that we would take every courageous step with you. Would you illuminate our path? Would you give us courage in our hearts? Jesus, we thank you that the distance from heaven to earth was not too far for you. That you beckoned us to follow you and invited us into your story. And that your love echoes in our hearts and in the hearts of everyone in this place. And that we get to be a part of sharing that. Jesus, we say yes to you. Because only you can heal our brokenness and provide long-lasting hope. Only you have modeled sacrificial love that is unlike anything else in this world. So we lift up this day to you. In Jesus' name, amen. You know, one of the beautiful moments that we have here is this moment where in Advent we light these candles to represent different moments that we're looking forward to in anticipation. And today the Christ candle is lit in the middle. And when we have this next moment, which is, by the way, my favorite moment of Christmas. This is my favorite moment because in this moment, we get to experience what hope looks like. Where hope, as Jesus said, he is the light of the world. It enters into the darkness, but by one person to another, talking and sharing about that light, it is shared for all of humanity. Don't let this moment just be a beautiful moment. Let it be a marked moment. Maybe there's something in the beauty of the way the light is shared that speaks to who you are and how God wants to meet you. Maybe it speaks to the longing of your soul. May we experience this moment with beauty in the silence, in the song. May we experience the beauty of when love is shared, how it can transform not just a room, but a community and a world. The light of Jesus shared for all of humanity.
so beautiful to see this light spread across the room and enter into the darkness and illuminate it. And that is the beauty of what we are celebrating this season, is that Christ came and Christ entered into the darkness, into our broken and messy world, and became human, became God with us, personifying for us love, joy, hope, and peace. And right now, we are also recognizing, as we see the light spread across this room, the reality that Christ is always coming and entering into our broken world, into our darkness, and inviting us to come and see the God who personifies hope for us, to come and see the God who is unconditional love, to come and experience his peace, to come and be grounded in his joy. And that is what we are celebrating right now. As we see the light all across this room, it represents the invitation. It represents that God is inviting us to come and see all that he is and to know with certainty that he is with us, and that he promises to never leave us or forsake us. That is what this light is right now.
Why don't you do me a favor? Carefully lift your candle up and take a look around. See when the light is raised, how it illuminates even further, and you can see it across the whole room. This is the joy of Christmas. It's the joy of the invitation, one light, one star that beckoned all of humanity to experience the possibility of grace and mercy in this world. Now we conclude my favorite moment to my saddest moment, where I'm going to ask you to put a hand in front of the candle to share not pain, but joy. And blow out your candle with me, all right? And as we wait for the last child to always blow out their candle, it's one of my favorite moments. Like, I'm holding on. This is my moment. Well, one of the things we love to do here to celebrate the Christmas moment is that we're going to sing one last song together, one beautiful song, and our team is going to lead us through it. So why don't you stand up, join us as we celebrate Christmas, the invitation of the star that meets us in such a divine love that has divine implications for us and the whole world.
let's thank the team that led us this morning. Thank you all so much for such incredible music. Thank you again for coming to celebrate Christmas with us. We're so grateful that you've been here to celebrate, and we wish you a wonderful holiday season with family and friends. I'll extend one more invitation to you, actually, to come back and join us in January as we start a new series called Core 4, detailing all the incredible things that Kensington is about. We hope you'll come and join us.
Yeah, before you leave, grab a picture out in the lobby, kids.
Yes.
Hopefully I got the bingo. I hope you get to experience the joy of that present for that. Thank you so much for being here. One last time, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.